understanding that feeling negative energy is an indicator that you are not in harmony with your greater knowing, many of you have reached the point of saying, I am wanting more of the time to feel good. And we say that is a magnificent acknowledgement, because when you are saying, I want to feel good, what you are really saying is, I am wanting to be in the place of positive attraction, or I'm wanting to be in a place where the thoughts that I am thinking as I'm feeling good are in harmony with my greater awareness. Many of you would not have such a difficult time feeling good if you were in an environment where there was not so much negative influence around you. That is certainly true of you on the day that you emerged into this physical body. But as there are not many of you who are such hermits that you are without influence of others, and even those who are hermits are still receiving influence from the projection of thought, since you live in a dimension where there is much influence of thought that is abounding, it is of value for you to understand a few processes or tools that help you as you feel some negative emotion, which is the indicator that you are thinking some thought that is not in harmony with your greater wanting. It is of value for you to have some processes to assist you of getting from that place where you are not wanting to be to the place where you are wanting to be. And the process of pivoting is just such a process. Here is how it works.
Good.
When you recognize that you are feeling negative energy or negative emotion, it is really the lack of your positive energy that you are feeling. When you recognize that you are holding that negative emotion, the obvious thing for you to do is to stop and say, I'm feeling negative emotion, which means I am not in harmony with something that I am wanting. What is it that I am wanting? You are in a very good position when you are feeling negative emotion to identify what it is that you are wanting, because never are you clearer about what you do want than when you are experiencing what you do not want. And so if you will stop in that moment and say, something is important here, otherwise I would not be feeling this negative emotion. What is it that I am wanting? And then turn your attention to what it is that you are wanting. In the moment of the turning of your attention, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment that the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And your feeling will change from not feeling good to feeling good. That is process of pivoting. Many of our physical friends misunderstand what we mean when we say pivot. They think that we mean say that something that is black is white, or say something that is wrong is right. They think that it is a way of kidding themselves into feeling better about something. And we say you are never in a position where you can kid yourself into feeling better about something. The way you feel is the way you feel. But the way you feel is within you as a result of the thought that you have chosen. So many of our friends will say, as we are discussing pivoting, Abraham, it would be so much easier for me to be happy if I were in another place, if I had more money, or if my work were going better, or if my true love was with me, or if I looked differently, or if my body was well instead of sick. It would be ever so much easier to be positive and to attract positively under those conditions. And what we are wanting you to understand is that you will never be in a place where there is only the pureness of positive emotion or the pureness of positive energy, because within this universe in which you are living, the physical part or the non-physical part, there is a perfect balance of the positive and the negative. Within everything that you are wanting, there is an automatic and natural counterbalance, which is the lack of it. And so what your work is to do is to define what it is you want, and then to, in a very deliberate way, hold your thoughts in the direction of your wanting. And the emotional guidance that comes forth from your inner being that you feel in terms of negative or positive emotion is to assist you in knowing which side of the equation you are upon. Are you thinking of what you are wanting, or are you thinking of the lack of it? Our friend Esther was walking across the grass, noticing how very dry it was in the heat of the summer. There had been what was termed by the television weatherman a drought, a serious drought. And Esther was noticing that the grass was brown and the ground was hard and cracked. and the bird bath was empty every morning because the deer would come and drink the last drops from it. And so as she was pondering the direness of the situation, she stopped and looked upward, and in a very positive voice, with very positive words, she said, "Abraham, I want some rain." And we said immediately back to her, "Indeed, from this position of lack, you think you will get rain?" "What am I doing wrong?" she asked. And we said, "Why do you want the rain?" "I want it because it refreshes the earth. I want it because it gives all of the creatures in the bushes water so that they have enough to drink and are not dependent upon my bird bath. I want it because it makes the grass green and it feels good upon my skin and it makes us all feel better." And we said, "Now you are attracting rain." In that process of taking her attention from what was wrong and asking for what she wanted, by asking her why she wanted it, she accomplished a pivot. She began thinking not only of what she wanted, but why she wanted it, and in the process she began to feel better. You see, the universe does not hear your words. You are vibrating, and by your vibration you are attracting. And when you are feeling negative emotion, you are negatively vibrating, therefore you are negatively attracting. A young father called and said, "Abraham, my little son is wetting the bed, and he is too big for that. And I have tried everything I know, and I am at my wit's end. I don't know what to do." And we said, "When you come into the bedroom in the morning, what happens?" And he said, "I come in, and right away I know it has happened again. I can tell by the odor in the room." And we said, "And how do you feel at that point?" And he said, "I feel disappointed, and then angry, and then frustrated because it goes on, and I don't know what to do about it." And we said, "Aha, you are perpetuating bedwetting." He said, "What should I do?" And we said, "What do you say to your little boy?" And he said, "I tell him to get out of those wet clothes and get into the bathtub. I tell him he's too big for this." And we've talked about it before. And we said, if you can enter the room and feel the negative emotion as you realize that there is something that has occurred again that you do not want, and then you can stop and ask yourself, what is it that I want? And get your thoughts focused upon that before you go further into the experience of your little one, you will see improvement in what happens. In other words, as you walk into the room and you recognize it has happened again, if you will stop and think about what you want, what do you want, we said. He said, "I want my little one to wake up happy and dry and proud of himself and not embarrassed." And we said, "Good. As you are thinking those sorts of thoughts, then what is oozing out of you will be in harmony with what you are wanting, not out of harmony. And you will be more positively, powerfully influencing your little one also. And then words will come out of you such as, oh, this is part of growing up, and all of us have been through this. And you are growing up very fast. Now get out of those wet clothes and get in the bathtub." This young father called very soon after that, within a few weeks, and said the bedwetting had stopped. You see, it is really so simple. When you feel bad, you are in the process of attracting something that will not please you. And it is always because you are focused upon the lack of something you want. And so the process of pivoting is the conscious decision to identify what it is that you do want. We are not wanting to imply that the feeling of negative emotion is a bad thing. Because very often in the feeling of negative emotion, you are alerted to the fact that you are in the process of negatively attracting. And so it is like a warning bell. It is part of your guidance system. We encourage you very strongly, don't beat up on yourself when you recognize you are feeling negative emotion. But as soon as you can, stop and say, I'm feeling some negative emotion, which means I am in the process of attracting what I do not want. What is it that I do want? A very simple process of pivoting could be to say, I want to feel good. Anytime you are feeling bad, stop and say, what I want is to feel good. And if you will offer that, then thoughts will begin to come to you on the positive side of the equation. And as one thought attracts another, attracts another, attracts another, attracts another, attracts another, attracts another, you will very soon be vibrating at that frequency that is in harmony with your greater knowing, and then you will really be rolling in terms of positive creation.